Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Mr. J93 for another YouTube video. And as you can see here, this is going to be one of the few times I'm actually ever doing a double review. Two reviews, two character reviews in different packaging. Now, I know I did a review of the Tyrannosaurus Fall of Cybertron Combiner Bruticus. That doesn't count as a double review each time, or a triple review depending on which video you're looking at. So here we have the new Titans Return line, the Titans Return Autobot Stripes, and the Titans Return Autobot Rewind. Both are compatible with Autobot Blaster, as you can see on this side. On the side, Autobot Blaster. Now I don't have Autobot Blaster, so to actually show you how it works. But Autobot Blaster is a deployer, so you can put these cassette tapes, and I just knocked box over. You put one of these tapes in, and have you kind of like sound waves, but much on the nicer side. Now these are the minicons, which I'm actually excited of actually getting it, because previous minicons are like shapes, or yeah, they're mostly shapes and either missiles or something. But these are good minicons. So yeah, so starting off with Autobot Stripes first, putting off about Rewind. Autobot Stripes, he's orange, well, yellow and orange. Well, actually there's a shade of yellow and orange. And as you can see at the back, as with the Autobot Rewind, you do have the collector card for the front of the Generations logo. And Generations always up here, and zooming and pan up, you can see a box art of the lion or tiger, or the tiger actually on the back. So for his bio, zooming here, it says Cyber Tiger fights for Autobot Blaster. That's it. It has Beast Mode. That's only 7 steps. There's vehicle mode, which is kind of looks like Buzzsaw or from Soundwave, but yeah, and transform the Spy Tablet, which kind of does look like a phone to me. Because I don't know if you guys can see this, but look on the wings. You do have like the Wi-Fi logo here, and you do have the battery level, which kind of does remind me of it. So yeah, so that's for Cyber Tiger, and bring in Autobot Rewind. Yeah, same packaging, except for he does actually transform into a tank back here. And going to this bio, and it says just that mini tank rolls out with Autobot Blaster. That's it. He does actually have a set. It kind of does remind me of Rewind. I mean, it's actually really not a tablet. It's more like those Walkmans that your parents probably had. So yeah, so that's good. Well, I just noticed Autobot Rewind transforms into 12 steps, whereas Autobot Stripes transforms into 7 steps. So yeah, Autobot Rewind it's gonna be a bit more difficult to transform. So yeah, so that's gonna be it for the packaging. So let's get these guys open and see what we can do with it. Alright guys, so here we have Autobot Rewind and Autobot Stripes to open up, and in their Spy Tablet modes according to the back of the packaging. Now I really don't think of them as like Spy Tablets. I mean, yeah, I mean they do look like tablets. I mean, Autobot Stripes here, he does actually look like more like a phone here. As you can see, he does have the big key with the touchpad thing. Zooming in here so you can actually see the detail in here. The icon here is camera, notepad, search, and mail, which is the basic things. And you have an orange Autobot logo with tiger stripes, hence the name Stripes. Up here you have the connection and Wi-Fi, a battery with 3 bars left. So yeah, it's a really big chunky phone. And I'm comparing him to Autobot Rewind here. Autobot Rewind, you pretty much have the same thing, except for this kind of looks more like a Walkman or a cassette player, which they don't exist anymore. So it kind of did go back to the homage of the G1 cassette, which they do have him here. And on the instructions, it shows you where to put your stickers, but when you get the figure, the stickers already do come up. Already stickers are already attached. So yeah, the stickers, you have an Autobot logo here, and we have a cassette which kind of looks like Soundwave's eject. I think, I don't know. I'm probably missing it. And again, you have the connection, Wi-Fi, and battery bars, and for Rewind, his gun stores on the side, kind of like a stylus, so you can take it out and just touch it. But it's just sized right here. But I don't push it in all the way, because I kind of leave it a little bit here so I can kind of like reach in and grab it. Now as with all of Titans Returns figures, they each come with their own collector card. So here in my left hand, you have Autobot Rewind. So take a look at. So I'm going to take out the Autobot Stripes first. Now take a look at Autobot Stripes. It's thick cardboard. It's not actually the one where you see in the Masterpiece figures, but come on the back. Autobot Stripes here. He has a strength of 6, a speed of 7, intelligence of 7, and a firepower of 6, which is kind of strange because Autobot Stripes doesn't really have any weapons to display, nor does he have any weapons actually on him. So I'm not sure where to get where they actually show the firepower. I'm guessing it's just to show that. I guess it's just to show that he has firepower for Raid. Now take a look at Autobot Rewind here. It's a continuation of box art, which he does kind of have like a little like radar, like a laser thing on the side of his head, which I'll show you when I transform him into robot mode. Autobot Rewind, he has a strength of 4, he has a 4 speed of 2. I mean, he's a human, bipedalized. Intelligence of 9, so a firepower of 4. So compared to these two, again, I put this back in. So Stripes, Autobot Stripes, it's a bit better on it's a bit stronger and can last longer, but it all depends on how you actually take a look at it. So what I'm gonna do? So Rewind here does have a much more complicated, much more steps, because he does have more kind of more in-depth, more folding to actually get into certain modes. With all of these, they are a triple changer. So starting off with Autobot Stripes here, he is orange, so he's currently his phone mode. So I'm going to show you the steps on how to actually go from both. From phone to its jet, and go back to his phone to his run mode, because either way you can still go to any mode from any whatever. So let's get the transformation itself. Okay, so what you need to do first is you open this up, and I'm going to go into his jet mode. Open up, and I'm going to go underneath here. You open up. There is a little hinge here, right there. So what you need to do is put it in the middle, latch up, so you kind of have it wings going out like that. You can do the same on that side, but you have to be careful because it's just a thin layer of plastic. Now you have the wings open. Now what you need to do is basically the instructions don't actually tell you this, but you actually have to take the legs out, basically rotate it up like so. And I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's a machine going off outside. It's really annoying. They're probably like drilling my yard, but anyway. So take them out. You go out like so, bring it out, and then basically you have these .4. I'm guessing these are his firepower, but you can see their legs too. So take this and then fold and then reach in. Well, you kind of cheat by lifting up his beast head. I'm just gonna call this beast mode. But taking this and then just folding the little stand here. Here you have. Now here you have Autobot Stripes. Autobot Stripes in his jet mode. He kind of does look like Buzzsaw or Laserbeak, but yeah, I mean, except for Buzzsaw or Laserbeak are cassettes. So yeah, so I'm gonna go back to the phone, right, the mobile phone. So what you need to do is go like that. Do that. Basically, what you need to do here is you need to be careful. The instructions don't actually. You gotta put this foot right underneath the little pin joint right here. So you gotta wedge. So you actually gotta be very careful about what you do, because I have broken off the foot, but like with all of these, you can actually reattach. So you gotta kind of get it right in there. So you gotta get like right here, and it latches up. And I'm just gonna leave the wings out, like so, just to make things easier. So you kind of fold it in like so, and you gotta make sure right here, right where my thumb was, you gotta make sure it latches. Well, I'm gonna take this wing to open it. So as you can see, you actually have to get it underneath, so this down here can latch. So bring the wing over like that, close it up like so, and when you do, just be careful here. As you can see, I have already warped the stickers here, so I'm just letting you guys know, be careful with careful with it. Now here you have Autobot Stripes in his phone mode. And I forgot to show you what's on top. You have a hole for your phone, for your earbud jack, as you would on a phone now. So I'm taking my own headphones. Putting in. It actually does go all the way in, so you kind of do have that play factor, but yeah, it's really clunky. It's almost like the Hulk's phone from the Avengers Assemble TV show. Those of you who watch it, you guys do know what I'm talking about. Now, I am going to go into his beast mode, which I'm going to call, well, it's actual like Autobot Stripes. And like what he does when he ejects out a blaster. Now, I am going to say this again. The blaster doesn't. I do not have him. Instead of latching it, you just bring it all the way up like so. Now you can go straight from his jet to his beast. Now you kind of do bring the wings back like so. And instead of taking the legs, bring it up like so, you gotta take the legs, roll them all the way around. But be very careful, because there are some pins in here where it kind of does make me feel like scared that I am gonna break something. So rotate them around. Now he is more orange on it when I see it. Now I am missing another step. You're supposed to take this, bring the sides up, which I completely forgot. So you're supposed to take this out and then bring this up. So you kind of do have like the praying mantis look, but praying mantis. So, and yes, as you can see, I kind of like wedged a foot in there, so I'm gonna reattach that. Alrighty, so I reattached the foot. Now what you need to do, if you have the legs up here, you need to bring the back legs, bring the legs down like so. Basically, kind of, well, it doesn't really peg in, just rest there. You just take it and put it like so. That forms his back legs. Now take the whole front thing. Now be very careful. It kind of does give you the feeling that you are gonna break it. So I'm gonna take this here, rotate down, do the same with the other side, and basically you have his like torso. And also one more thing, the instructions aren't really clear, but you are supposed to fold out the tail part. Now I'm folding out his head because I am gonna do it. Folding out his head, you reach in there, you have to push a little kickstand, which is just up to here. So originally it was down, so you gotta push it up and fold out. That's the tail. Now the proper configurations, you actually have the angles up, kind of like to show his shoulder blades, and you kind of fold his leg joints now for Stripes. Now here you have Autobot Stripes in his beast mode, well, his robot mode. So setting this guy off to the side. Let's get to Autobot Rewind. Now with Autobot Rewind, he also has a tank mode. So to get that now with the instructions, it actually tells you to go into this mode first before you go into tank. Now I'm gonna show you. You can actually do it. You can actually go from this to tank mode without actually having to go back to robot mode. Because the simple one is you actually detach this, fold it up, bring it out to the side. I bring it up like so, and rotating this forward, bringing both of these forward. Basically bring this down. Now this has to go into that slot right there. Now it's best if you separate them and then go like that. Basically go like so, and basically you have tank mode. Now the gun, it does peg right in between these two. Now you take this, just wedge it in, and then it does go up and down, or if you want to, you can just bring it like that. You can go down even more if you raise this up, like kind of jack something. Now these posts on top is for the headmasters, the actual heads, the little heads you can have him standing. Now his tank mode, it actually does not really roll. It does not really roll on a hard surface. Now bring this card here. Now you can hear it, but it just needs like a slightly rougher surface for the roll. Now that's his tank. Now it can go up and down. The turret does not rotate, which unfortunately it would be really cool if it can. But again, that's his arm. Now his weapon does actually detach. Now to go back into his phone mode. Now I'm going to show you exactly what the difference. Now the only thing that is different is you just take this, go like, well, I shouldn't have done that, but take this in. It actually has a click. Separate it out like so, and then squeeze it. Take this, I'll lift it up, rotate it out, and I forgot to show you, but they're little tank treads, and then there are 3 wheels, one at the middle, one and the 2 on the sides, and you just take this, pack it in, and then take this and then fold out, and there you have back in this tablet mode. I'm just gonna call it a Walkman mode, and with Walkman there is like a little tab for you to actually plug in your headphones, and I'm gonna bring in my own headphones. Now it does actually go all the way in. It does actually go all the way, so yeah. And for those of you who are wondering, I am using Skull Candy headphones, so again, it's not a product placement, but yeah. Now to get into this robot mode, I am going to show you the difference. Now instead of going, that sounded like I broke something, but it kind of does have a little hinge. Now bring this to the side and rotate this back so the posts are facing there. And you got to spin it around like so, and basically now instead of actually rotating and then bring it up like so, well, what you need to do is go like that, and then it can also go this way too. But so when you need to bring it up, and you can see its little hands. Bring this down. We'll kind of keep his hands out of the way. Now separate his legs. Bring his legs out like so. Separating his legs. Bring his legs like so. And then folding his little feetums. Little tiny little cute little feet. And then that he does kind of look like eject from Soundwave now. Folding his little chest forward, reaching in there, flipping out his head. And basically, if you can get him stand, which he does perfectly, here you have Autobot Rewind is robot like minicon mode. Now it's good. Your instructions are you can peg it here. You can also hold it in the left hand, but that he can also hold it in his hands. But I'm gonna give him like a side cannon. Now bringing in Autobot Stripes here. Hopefully, nope, I didn't loosen anything. Bringing in the orange man himself. Well, the orange tiger himself. Now, Autobot Stripes and oops, and I just knocked both. Now, comparing both of them, I do prefer Autobot Rewind because of the fact he is kind of more human-like rather than Autobot Stripes. Autobot Stripes, even though he is simpler, they are actually kind of more complicated and with all the price now showing the difference for Autobot Rewind. I'm showing for Autobot Rewind. Now to get into his phone mode, to actually get into his tank mode from here, on the head, let me set that. Now actually I forgot to show you that articulation is the same. There is a ball joint here, it goes around 360 degrees into the joint due to the transformation. Let's go out, forward, and back, and then bend at the knee. His feet do have that kind of articulation. Now for his detailing, I don't know if you guys see this, but I'm going to use this gun now, right here. He does kind of like have the laser thing. It makes it kind of cool, but he does have the cute little Autobot logo. Now zooming out, now bringing in articulation for Stripes. Now his head goes up and down due to transformation. His legs just do forward and back, but they are kind of stiff, so be careful. Legs are unhinged, but be careful with it. Now I am going to show you how to actually get Autobot Rewind to his phone mode, and I'm going to show you the difference. Now folding his head down, and then basically bring his arms up. You don't have to do it in these certain steps. Arms up. We're going to do arms down. We're going to rotating the other one down. Putting his little feet down, but it just goes this far. If we push it more, if the feet will disconnect from the leg. Now folding the legs up, rotating in, putting them up, and then pressing it. I have to be really careful because I have actually detached the foot. Now, squeezing this in. Now, it should actually click, but now to tank mode, you just go like that and then fold it. Then bring it down like so. Basically, you just do it like bring it down like so, and then you have tank mode. Now to get into his Walkman mode, I'm not that old, but I know what a Walkman is. Bring it down like so, and then basically folding it out like so, and folding it down like so, and basically you could take a stylus and slide it in. Now I am going to caution you, don't actually put this in all the way because it's going to like make it very hard to reach out. So here you have Autobot Rewind, and it is cassette mode. Alrighty guys, so I have transformed Autobot Stripes back into this tablet mode. Now for the price of $10.99 each, they are sold in 2-pack. You actually have to get these two individually. So each individually, as of this recording, they're $10.99 each on the Titans Return line. So yeah, they are worth it. They are worth it if you're interested in the play factor of the mini cons, aside from them like the little, aside from them when they eject from the fall of Cybertron figures, which I don't. Or some of this, they do actually have like actual functional use in the world. Now, it is useful, but my own complaint about this is Autobot Stripes. Now, it does require a lot of finagling to actually fiddling around to actually get the feet, get the front legs to actually go underneath. Now, word of caution, aside from the fact that the stickers, they might actually rub off. Now the feet, you can actually point them anyway, but it's really recommended if you have the feet kind of like flush up like this.
And yeah, so it's really, so it won't get caught on anything and that kind of break it off. I don't know if you guys can actually see this, but the legs are warped. So yeah, so so the stickers are awesome, and and the little collector cards actually make the factor actually make it more interesting. Kind of makes it more relatable. But yeah, for the price of $10.99 each, these guys aren't exactly meeting up to the price. I'm feeling they should be cost around like maybe $8 each. But hey, who can play the mini cons and they do kind of transform like good deluxe class. But these are legends, a legend series. So yeah, can't complain. But anyways, guys, that's complete it for this review. And if you have enjoyed, please do hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. And I always join new subscribers. I do videos every Wednesday. And hope you enjoy. The music is done by Gabey. It's roleplay. So yes, thanks for watching and fly hard, pilots.